Nichelle Laws is a former police officer who left a 15-year career to follow her passion for fitness and is now going viral on TikTok for her self-defense techniques and joins us this morning. Nichelle, thanks for joining us on Morning Live.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So I know you're going to do a demo for us, but first tell this story. This saved a young woman's life in the U.S. The Canadian Women's Federation actually came up with a hand gesture to signal if someone is being, is in duress. And you were demonstrating it on TikTok. Your TikTok demonstration went viral and is credited with helping this young woman.
It is, and I can't take credit for the actual gesture. But myself, as well as other creators on TikTok, had shared the gesture, and I'm all about safety tips and self-defense techniques on my TikTok because being an ex-police officer and amateur fighter for over 20 years, I thought it would be a great niche to take to social media. My passion is fitness, but unfortunately, fitness right now is just oversaturated. So by me bringing these tips to this platform, it really allowed, especially in this situation, we all saved someone's life, which is absolutely incredible.
So before we get into the demo, and I know your husband Dave is standing by, but what are some basic tips, particularly, even with Omicron going on, we're still going to be out and about during the holiday season.
That's really important, especially, like you said, during the holiday season. A lot of the things that I love to teach or at least demonstrate, especially in my videos, are very basic. And sometimes people think, it is common sense. And a lot of it is. But it's great to be reminded sometimes because we just go about our day sometimes and we just lose touch with things sometimes, especially with, we're always multitasking. So a lot of the things I say is, try not to walk alone if you don't have to, or, if you're walking to your car, let's say, make sure it's parked in a well-lit area, walk with your keys so that they're ready in your hand, not only for when you get to the door, you don't want to be fumbling for it, but you want to just unlock it, get in, lock those doors, do a quick perimeter, just a perimeter check of the car, make sure no one's, waiting for you inside, or in holiday shopping, don't keep your items or your personal belongings inside the car. Make sure, if you have to, cover them with something so that they're not visible. Little tips like that, just always be aware of your surroundings.
Right.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, they can go a long way to avoiding any situations like this. But if the worst happens, there are some things, and you say self-defense training is key, just so you're armed with that knowledge. So let's get Dave in. You're going to give a demonstration on some basic moves that can help out in situations.
Yeah,
hey, Dave. Poor Dave.
And he can overpower me for sure, but having simple, basic self-defense techniques to me is very important. Now, being an amateur ex-fighter, I always like to say, just keep it nice and simple and basic. So what I always say, if you do get involved in a situation, is to immediately get in what's called a fighter stance. So that's when you're grounded the most and you're most balanced the most. That's when you have one leg in front of the other. So that, because if I was standing straight and I get pushed, it's very easy for me to fall over. However, if in that stance and you push me, I have a little bit more stability and, I can stand my ground a little bit more. So obviously you don't want to get into a situation where it gets physical, but if you do, you have to remember the basic punches so that you can either deter the person, disable them somehow, or distract them so that you can get away. So the first basic punch is literally just a punch straight to the target. Really, try and hit the nose if you can, or any area that's going to cause some, tears or some distraction. So I punch, and obviously I get away as fast as I can. Secondly, there's also the cross, which is the, a really strong power punch. For the women who have nails, because I've gotten that a lot, you can always use an open hand palm strike, again, as hard as you can. Even scratching, flailing the arms works. An elbow is the strongest bone on our body. You can even try an elbow, so an elbow to the face. You can even, kick to the shin as a distraction. If you've ever gotten kicked in the shin, you know how hard it could be. So those are some of the really back to basics, because in a high stress situation, sometimes you won't remember all the different moves if you have a big combination of moves.
Right.
So back to basics, distract and get away.
Right. Great tips, and that's tip of the iceberg. So we're going to link up your website and your socials for more great information to stay safe. Thank you, Nichelle, and thanks for going easy on Dave.
Thanks for having me. Stay safe.